Welcome to Awake Africa's course on envirophysics. Now, the obvious question to be asked is why we would want a course on environmentalism, specifically from the point of view of the field of physics, and why we would direct it towards Africa. The answer is that environmentalism since 1985 has developed an unproven theory that carbon dioxide, which is a natural result of the burning of hydrocarbons, is a greenhouse gas that is causing the Earth to warm to a catastrophic level. Physics is going to determine whether this claim is actually true, because we will look at carbon dioxide from the point of view of thermodynamics. CO2 is nature's most efficient chemical energy output. The formation of the molecule creates more energy than is required to form the molecule. You can see that Africa is the most energy deficient continent in the world. Now, because there's no this is a view at night, of course, and in comparison to Europe and North America, there's just nothing in here. Now, you might find this in the outback, this kind of emptiness in the outback of Australia, where there aren't any people. But that is not the case of Africa. It has got huge populations within the area that don't have lights and that don't show any electrification during the night. Right now, the average African consumes about 7% of the electricity that is consumed by the Western nations, people in the Western nations. What we have found out is that this dearth of electrification was being eliminated very rapidly from 1965 to 1985, as this graph will show. Now, you see, this was 1965. See how the line is increasing. This is kilowatts per person usage. And you see how this line is increasing from up to what happens here in 1985. Well, in 1985, we found that the United Nations and other worldwide organizations said that that CO2 as a greenhouse gas was a clear and present danger. Their exact statement is listed here. It is no accident, therefore, that after 1985, when carbon dioxide was declared as an enemy of climate, that the electricity usage for Africans, or sub-Saharan Africans, that is, plateaued, dropped, tried to peak again, dropped even further, tried to peak again, dropped even further, tried to peak again, and dropped even further. So this is clear evidence that the need for electrification in Africa was well on its way to being fulfilled between 1964 and 1985. But after 1985, the Green Revolution started under international organizations. The Africa has been lost any ground, the little ground that it had gained. Now, the importance of this is that poverty is endemic in Africa. Uh, we could show you pictures, but I'm sure you're aware of that. But there is no way to eliminate that poverty other than industrializing the continent. And this is the answer. Becoming a charity client of the West is no answer. An example is that many of the clothes and shoes are donated from that are used in Africa are donated from Western nations used from used clothing stores and things. Their own textile industry has been destroyed over this period of time. They've not been able to develop the resources that they've found. So I suggest to you that in terms of the necessity of this course is to familiarize African intellectuals with what science actually says about that, so that the next time that Western environmentalism tries to suppress African development, that there will be a good and clear and honest scientific answer. The text material that we will be using to introduce the African students to the problems of environmental claims. We are using in this the data that comes from NASA and is the most complete we know of. And using this data, we are showing mathematically that what the actual capacity of CO2 is to function as a greenhouse gas and affect the climate.